Well, today's walk was from south of Montaneta on a small 4 kilometre walk. It's an area I've not, or a walk I've not done before. It wasn't very good, and I had trouble with View Ranger to start with. That wouldn't pick up GPS for some reason, and the first 2 or 3 clips got lost. So it starts a bit peculiar, but there is a video there of the walk from this morning. The forest is a bit scrubbier down here, a bit kind of untidy. The paths that I'm walking on is a bit of an untidy path. Coming up to a junction, the Garmin does seem to be working this morning, so I'm hoping I can find my way around this. It's interesting because this particular bit is on the long walk that takes one down to walk above Garachico and then back up to Las Abiertas with a very steep climb that nobody likes. I'm not going as far as that, I'm going to go back earlier than that. Tenerife is beautiful, the countryside is beautiful. Why would anybody come out here and dump all that lot here? They have centres for rubbish, but people just can't be bothered. They're most annoying. Well, I've reached a turn off. Up there is where I'm going. That's round the front. When on the longer version of this walk, it walks above Garachico and the Ecod. But it's, as you can see from the, it's not really an attractive walk. This, the path is pretty gruesome. There's nothing wrong with the forest, but it's different. It's not like the pine forests. Well, I'm not sure whether there's much to recommend this walk. The path is hard, and it's a square, the walk, 4 kilometres, 4.5 kilometres. This kilometre is all uphill. The climb is 240 metres. It runs parallel to the one where everyone threatens to take me off their Christmas card lists when we walk the other one. As you can hear from my breathing, this one is just as bad. I know, I've only just started it. Well, the third stop on this hill, and I'm only a quarter of a way up. The mountain, actually, I'm walking up the side of one. It's on that side of me. The longer path that we do, where we walk along the bottom, walks up the other side of this mountain. Same kind of climb, a bit better than this as far as I recollect. It's going to be a hard climb. Another stop. I think I've got up the steep bit. I'm looking over the top of the tree. I've come up 2 or 3 times that height already. Now it's not so steep, although you can see it's still uphill. But it will be a bit easier now. Well, the government says I've just crossed the centre line. I've come up 100 metres. It's not much, only 350 feet. But then look at that. We now start the second half of this climb. But it looks a bit better. Alright. I'm walking up a 45-degree slope at present. It is fairly horrendous. I've had to stop for a drink. I don't think going up here in one go is on the cards today with me. It is hard work. I'm glad I haven't brought anybody with me to to have to go through this with me, because it would be hard work for others and I wouldn't be popular. At least the drink is nice. Well, I suppose I need to get up. I'll show you where I'm going. If I can get that out. Round that way is the hill, and you can see still going up at 45 degrees. I had a quick look at the Garmin. It says we've got about 200 metres to go up this climb, so it shouldn't be long before I'm at the top. That's a sobering thought when you're climbing a hill like this, is that in memory of someone who didn't quite make it to the top. I don't know. Alright, top of the hill, I've come up there, and the forest is nice and the path is a lot nice now, but of course we're much closer to Montaneta now. In fact, this track is one that we walk regularly down to Montaneta. It's one of the longer walks. So as far as I'm concerned, I'm halfway down. I'll send a little note to Jamie. And interesting, a little path, an old path coming in there that isn't really on the maps. I'm on a rough track. And the forest is alright now, but if it's all on track like this, it's not really an interesting walk. Well, not a lot of interest, I suppose. Looking down there into the... you can see how far down it is. It's a long way down there. On one side of the track, and then up onto the ridge that side. Kind of just running between sides, not a lot of interest in viewing anything. Well, I've just turned off the main track and I'm onto a path through the wood. It's a strange one. It looks as though it's been ridden by horses because it's all dug up. It's not a walker's path, I don't think, but it takes me back down to where I started. Well, the path's now got quite pretty. We're down off the forester's track and into the woods. This is typical Montaneta countryside, but obviously not a normal track this at all. I've just come off that path and now reached another forester's path. I'm not sure how far this one goes. It does show it on the Garmin, but it's getting all rough again now, which is not as nice as the one through the forest. Never mind, we'll carry on down there. Well, I'm going down steeply now, but then I did come up 240 metres or something like that, so I suppose I've got to go back down just as far. We'll see how it goes as we go down the hill. This part of the walk is quite pleasant. As you can see, it's a path covered with pine needles, and the forest is attractive, although still quite hilly on both sides. But at least the track is not just rock. It looks better to walk on, and it's quite nice, steady downhill. On pieces like this, even on a walk that is not all that attractive in general, there are areas that are still quite stunning when you stop and look at them and look at the size of those trees. Well, here's an interesting thing. You get halfway down a walk and there's a big wall at the side. Somebody built at the side of you. Imagine why they built that. Oh, no idea. Well, that is another attractive little path. We're now stuck on a ridge. You go to that side, it goes down quite steeply. Been in a place like that before. And then if you come to this side, it's just a steep down. So look at all those trees. Obviously we're now on a recognised walk, the little sign. That's why it's better than the one I was on earlier. Well, just past the last turn off, so now this should lead us back to the minibus, probably 300-400 metres down this path somewhere. But at least the last bit of the walk has been quite attractive. The first bit was horrendous. Quite good for the cardiovascular system, of course, but not the prettiest one. There are others that give you a good cardiovascular workout that are better than this. Oh, we're just about back now. Looking at the traffic on the road. I was worried about the fact that the volcano on Palma was kicking out SO2, sulfur dioxide, which might have been blown this way. Let me just check where I am. Yeah, I'll be concerned about it. The plume was supposed to be blowing this way today, but there doesn't seem to be any problem up here. One of the reasons for having a short walk today was the risk from anything coming from the volcanoes. There we are, finished again. Not one of the best walks. I think you can possibly take it off the list, going